Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. Today, we're on Assetto Corsa. It's been a little while since we've done an Assetto Corsa race, been quite a few weeks since the Formula Lithium Championship, or the Mon actually was the most recent one. That didn't go too well. We're here at Spa to do a couple of 20-minute sprint races before we do some dirt rally afterwards. Yeah, we're here and to practice. I just want to do a couple of practice starts. So I do. Just to get an idea of how the car's going to launch off the line. And we'll do a lap while we're here because we can. Welcome, Kiki. Perfect timing, yes. Qualifying is going to be starting in a couple of minutes. Been a little while since I've raced something like MX5s on Assetto Corsa. Probably over a year, maybe longer. More used to the higher spec cars, so it has been been getting a bit of used to. Just knowing how much you can push the car, getting used to not having downforce. That has been the big thing. Some of the high-speed corners and the big braking zones catching me out. I've decided to turn ABS on, mainly because it seems like there is some quick people here, but it does seem like there's maybe a lot of time to be gained from using ABS. And so, don't want to be too far back just because I'm not using it. So yeah, just waiting for the session to tick over. As time has ran out, but we are on the track, so we can run the rest of this lap. You might notice it seems very dark. I don't know why. It seems to be a thing with my Assetto Corsa as of late. It's the weather just seems bugged. Maybe I need a potential reinstall of Assetto Corsa. That might not be a bad shout, but of course it's always a little bit nerve-wracking installing a game when you've got so much modded content, so many things added onto it. It's like, oh, do I really want to go and set this all back up? Yeah, a bit of a question there, but yeah, it seems like I might have to because, yeah, as you can see on the UI app, sort of towards the middle, just over the dash of the car, it says it's 1400 o'clock or 2 p.m. It does not look like it's 2 p.m. in game, especially with how strong the headlights are. So yeah, I think there is a bit of a bug in the game that, yeah. I did reinstall Soul, one of the post-processing filters and weather apps, because I've been having the same issue with some other streams I've been doing, and it hasn't seemed to really properly help. So yeah, I am not sure. I really am not sure. But anyway, I'll have to make use of it. It's not too bad. You know, it's still bright enough to see. It's not pitch black. You know, but yeah, it might even be a CSP thing. Who knows? Actually, just thinking about it, it probably is a CSP. Give me one moment. I'm going to do something maybe a little stupid, which is go be to try and change CSP setting versions. Sorry. I have to go all the way back to 0.2.7 because the versions between that and 0.2.11, which I was on, are labeled as buggy. I know 0.8 was buggy because the Euro NASCARs which I was trying out for a different series, just didn't work in it either. They couldn't drive them. It was like the handbrake was permanently stuck on, and it was one of the world's strongest handbrakes. So, um, yeah, it does mean as we go back into the game, we're back on the normal UI for Assetto Corsa, which I do like the new UI that comes with the latest version of CSP, but it does, even though it's recommended, it does seem like it has a couple of little bugs. And another, yeah, look at that. It looks so much better. That's definitely a CSP issue. Yeah, CSP, that's the recommended version now, and it seems buggy. Yeah. Um, let's go out there. I'm gonna run race fuel. I can't hear the game. There's no game audio. Give me one moment. More tech issues. Settings. Soft button put in. Yeah, I know it's not coming through properly. So yeah, we'll see what is going on here. So of course the game. Okay. So give me one moment. I'm gonna have to transfer this out. So of course, audio. Yep, I'm just gonna close Content Manager, reopen it. CSP. Okay. Hopefully this does fix it. If it does, should hear it as it loads in. Yep, that's it fixed. So load the setup again, switch back over. And yeah, I'm gonna wait for the field to go by. I don't really want to get stuck in loaded traffic. So yeah, just go wait for a moment. And then we'll go for a few laps. There's quite a long lap time here, so it's gonna be gonna be a little bit difficult to not gonna get too many laps in. Only a 10-minute qualifying session. We're gonna be 4 minutes into it. Sorry, by the time we get out here when the field goes through. Yeah, I'll move this down here. Yeah, give it another little moment. And we'll head out now. Hopefully, won't get too many laps in, so hopefully shouldn't get held up, but you never know with some people, especially when you're joining a new community that you've never raced in before. We'll say times are much quicker. People seem to find like 3-4 seconds between practice and qualifying. Which is confusing. Track conditions hasn't seemed to change, at least not from what I can see. Turns out ABS isn't on. I do wanna put ABS on because my latest setup didn't save. Yes, I do want to override it. I think at this rate, yeah, we're only gonna get one flying lap in. So I am. Oh, I know what's happened. People have been so quick out of the pit lane that it's allowed them to set a quicker lap than you can do on a flying lap. So basically, qualifying on pole was about having a good out lap and starting it and having your pit box at pit exit. Fun. The only way to really fix that is to lower the pit speed limit, which is something you can do in Assetto Corsa, which is quite nice on a server. Not a base game Assetto Corsa feature, only something that's been added to servers. But yeah, a bit annoying, that one. Nothing we can do about it now. I do remember, as involved in hosting an event, we were using Road Atlanta, and it had the same issue. We've never had it crop up since, till now. With just over 2 minutes left on the clock, this will be our only flying lap. First flying lap I'm doing with ABS on, so not sure what to expect. Make the way up through a Rouge Radio and easy flat out in these MX5 Cup cars. And like I'm braking a little bit too late, a little bit wide on the first part. Get away with that. Pin the throttle halfway through the right-hander. Try and get out fourth gear there. Had to back off the throttle a little bit just to not understeer into the gravel. Try and carry as much speed. Could have carried a little bit more, but didn't want to run wide on our only qualifying lap. Don't want to use the inside curb here as it will unsell the car. Then just keep the throttle pin through the rest of the corner. Now into the Stavlos. Session clock has ran out. Yeah. There's a slight possibility that the UI app I'm using has tracked laps that it shouldn't have. Sometimes there is a bit of a discrepancy between UI apps and what the server is actually showing. Try and fire the car through the chicane up to the line. Let's go 51.3, which is the fastest time I've set through here. Obviously, but yeah, so yeah, it's not counting those actual top times. It's 49.1 is the pole time. Yeah, I'm not sure what those top 5 people have to be going 1.5 to 2 seconds quicker. I assume it's mostly setup related, a little bit fuel because I'm carrying I was carrying race fuel rather than a lower quality fuel. Just waiting for qualifying to finish. Bump down to 7th place now. Holding on to it by 0.002 of a second as well to next car behind us. How many people do we have? We have 19 racing. Looks like all the laps are done, so we're just waiting for the session to tick over now. So P7 on the grid. Would have liked to have been a little bit higher. Slipstream also could have been a thing that those top drivers were using to get better time. Of course, with how long the straights are around here and how, you know, these cars don't have a great top speed, they are very, very power limited. You know, if you give these like a little bit more horsepower, they would go quite a bit faster. Much faster than if you give them a little bit more grip. They're just sort of that power limited. But yeah, not too long before we get set onto the grid now. Time relax, you don't need to do anything in the setup, as it should all be set up for the race. Yeah, camber toe, you can probably do some things in dampers and suspension. I've lowered the ride height, but there's most likely other things you can do to get time out of the car. And yeah, with just the nature of these cars, if you can find time in the setup, it'll really benefit you. Waiting still for the session to tick over. says 19 there should just 8 laps, which is I think how long the race will be. So waiting on the grid now for the start. Message at the top definitely came before the lights went out. Currently outside will carry the momentum and will tuck into their slipstream. It's going to be a big slipstream train. Ooh, side by side in front, they've compromised their line, compromised their momentum. There was just about a car's width there. Car on the outside just decided to go straight on. So up to P6. Or P5 we are. Yeah, P5, got 4 cars in front of us. We just want to try and keep on the tail end of this pack. Just for the slipstream. Like people in front just carrying a little bit more speed through pit on. We're gapping the cars behind. Might just be a little too far back from the slipstream. We'll probably fall out of it anyway. Car in front has a lot of slipstream. We'll get to the inside of the white car and they'll run side by side through Blanchemont. Bit of a question there with just sort of how power them did these cars are. Is it better to run a shorter distance to Blanchemont or to open up the corner a little bit more? Car behind really closed up into the bus stop. I thought it was well clear of their slipstream. They're just going to be on the edge of our slipstream for the run up to they come definitely out of the slipstream from the cars in front. You can see how powerful that slipstream is up through Rouge and Radeon. Oh, a little bit of rubber banding there. Ooh, a big slide from the rear end. Car just will not go any quicker through there into pit on, understeering a bit as it was. Now putting your wheels onto the right hand side there might actually be beneficial. The original AC tracks, okay, this is technically modded to have the updated runoff, do sort of slow you down when you're running off the track. Went quicker that lap than we did in qualifying. Car really hooked up through the source there. Can maybe even brake a little bit later. Car behind was 4/10 quicker, so we still need to find a little bit of time if we want to maybe hold on to this position. Of course, we're not going to get any slipstream into the comp, but we're not going to have a car in front of us, so it'll make us a little bit timid. We can attack the braking zone. Maybe a little too hard. Didn't have that snap of oversteer through the left-hander, so find a little bit more time there. Half a second up. Car in front running wide into the gravel. Didn't get the greatest of runs through No Name. I think I need to put the front right tire up 1 psi on the pressure, just to start understeering it to put on because it's a little low. Could have rolled a bit more speed into the Piff Path chicane, but carrying good speed out of it. Be interesting to see the lap times this time around. I could maybe even be a little braver than that through the bus stop. Wasn't a good run through the second apex into the 48s for the top drivers. Yes, still 4/10 quicker from the car behind. Good run through the source, finding a little bit more time. us better through the calm. Your end had a little bit of a slide on the initial part, but the car rotated well and carried speed through the apex there. Car wanting to understeer there through Piff Paff chicane. The curb just snapping the car into oversteer. And again, it's not a good place to have it. It will cost us all the way up to the chicane. You can see how the driver behind us just closed in another few tenths with those couple of mistakes. Gotta be careful of the throttle life, the chicane. Still not half a second from the car behind. Oh, I clipped the gravel trying to get a good exit. Car behind is just going to be in slipstream range. Isn't going to be enough to attack us into Lake Holm, but can put some pressure on through the middle sector here. Yeah, I do think maybe third gear there. Just sliding out a little bit in the early part of the corner. I think I need to be a little bit tighter on the apex there. Maybe use the curb to help rotate the car, since I'm struggling with understeer there, and the curbs are usually provoking oversteer at all the other corners. Definitely well wide there. Pushed a little bit too hard there. I can see slipstream from the car behind. Gonna catch in a little bit of an awkward spot, but with how slow these cars are, it's not as difficult as say we were racing. Okay, just drive into the side of me then. Good exit off of the source. hopefully give us a slipstream. Though I think we must be a little bit too far back for a slipstream because we've gained absolutely nothing. Threw in a little bit too hard there. How they managed to save that, I do not know. They're going to defend to the inside. Gonna try and roll it around the outside, just couldn't keep it quite alongside. Mistakes from the car in front, but making little mistakes of my own. Get to the inside of them through Stavilo. Bit of rubber banding's making it difficult to know just exactly the distance between us in terms of overlap. A little too deep. Lifting just to make sure we got the run at the right time. Didn't get too early in the middle for Rouge Radion. You know, and have to lift then in the middle of it. I give them a little tag. Okay, that's a little unnecessary giving me the tag as they came back on. But I did give them a little bump, so I was like, yeah, it's kind of my fault. You can see how much the fighting has dropped us from the leaders. Car behind's still 6 seconds back, so we're not under pressure there. Car in front runs into the gravel. Not close enough for slipstream, unfortunately. You can see they've actually slowed themselves up by running wide off the track there. Taking a very aggressive line over the curb. On to the final lap then. Not close enough for slipstream this lap. If the car in front makes a mistake through the middle sector, we'll hopefully be close enough to maybe make a move. Great run through second perfectly calm. Shouldn't have shifted 9 second there. Car just not having it, turning in from that speed. Rear end still being a bit floaty. Fortunately, no mistake from the car in front, so we'll just have sell for P7 here. It is a top 10 reverse grid for the next race. And we are in that top 10. In fact, they've just lost the place by taking out too much curb again on the inside. Alright, race. Not that entertaining. MX5s, especially around Spa with how long straights are and the lack of top speed, just isn't very interesting. But yeah, reverse grid race coming up next. We will be starting in 5th position. 4 people in front of us, 5 behind, or 5 behind plus the rest of these. What looks like 5 plus 6 is 11. still we wait, we'll have a little bit of time. Still waiting for, well, I was still waiting for the final card, just not waiting for this server to take over. Before I forget, let me put that tire pressure up on the front right. See if that helps through some of the left-handers through Sector 2. Yeah, not long before we get going for the second race. And then after this race, we'll be switching on over to Dirt Rally 2 after a short little break. Where we'll be racing Alpine A110 from the historic 2 rear-wheel drive class in Dirt Rally 2 at New England, USA for a little club event. Yeah, I was hoping to get back into it on a previous club event a month or so ago, but ran out of time. Forgot to a bit, really, to be honest. But yeah, that ends early next week on like Monday or Tuesday, so gonna get done here tonight, and yeah, hopefully will go well. Hopefully it'll be good bit of fun. But yeah. Waiting ever so patiently. Here we are. Still on the inside, one row further up. So yeah, hopefully this race is clean, can have a good one, even with being a partial reverse grid. I mean, to be honest, we've been a bit more interested in, say, a bigger reverse grid, maybe like 12th or 15 cars, if not the whole grid, but fair enough, this is what we have to deal with. Waiting now for the lights, again, just glitching a little bit there. A little bit slow on the clutch release. Oh, someone got spun. That's unfortunate. Someone got pit maneuvered further back. Car behind got the run at the wrong time. Just trying to box that other car in. Hopefully the car in the middle backside, because they're not really alongside anymore. Which they do. And will stay ahead of the car on the inside. Can see that car trying to go for a cutback, but just held the door shut. Very bold, looking for a move into a corner that's almost flat out. look and see how much more speed the car behind able to carry through, put on. So we've got 3 cars in front of us, up to P3, so it's been a good start, up 2 places. Played the slipstream game well, down to Rouge. Oh, and takeout in front. 1 car got pit maneuvered, they've somehow got going again, and that is a bloody awful rejoin. That tan car that we were fighting at the end of the first race just not being very predictable there. Wasn't too sure how to approach that. And now they've just taken out another car. Yeah, their driving standards are not the best. Up into the lead temporarily. We are not holding on to this. I can guarantee you that. We are going to try and go side by side up through Rouge and Radeon. The car didn't quite fully back out there. I didn't trust completely covering the line, but yeah, that's a little bit risky now. Car on our left-hand side. With the slipstream and obviously not being side by side through the corner, I think they're just going to get this move done. Going to give us the space on the inside. And actually, I thought they had that move done. If they were a little bit more aggressive, I would have given that one up, but they were very safe, very cautious. That allowed us to fight back into lead. Didn't get the car turned in very well to No Name there. Better through on this time. Actually gapped the car behind this time. Certainly not gapping them through here. Oh, a bit of understeer through the left-hander of the Piff Paff chicane. Car behind nearly in slipstream range. I think they're just on the edge of it. The other cars behind have fallen back a little bit, so at the moment it's a 2-horse race for the lead. Car behind just has stuck into slipstream at the end. Again, just too aggressive on throw live the second part of the bus stop. Ruining the momentum. Car on the inside placed their car well. Difficult to hang it around the outside, difficult to get a cut back. Just go lift it a little bit here. Just get a little bit of a gap. Get a little bit of space for a slipstream run up through our Rouge and Radeon. And look at that, timed to perfection, I would say. And we're going to hold on to the lead for a bit longer. That's a good run through, no name that time. Not as good through, actually, about equal through Piana's last lap. Better through the left-hander of Piff Paff that time. Rear just slid a little too much coming through Stavlo there. Slightly late on the gear shift. We're talking about little imperfections, but they matter in this battle. You know, that little bounce off the limiter, that's enough for the car behind to get into the slipstream, and they'll be on us into the bus stop. I don't think they're quite close enough for a move, realistically. Much better exit this time. But of course, now the car behind will be in the position for the slipstream. Up Rouge, up Radion, up to Lecom. They'll wobble on the curb. Don't think it's going to make any difference to this battle. They might just be a little too far back, but it is a long run to Lecom. And the closer they get, the more powerful the slipstream gets, the more they gain. Well, I don't think it will quite be enough, not this time around. Though they get a much better run than us through Lecom. They're trying to get to our inside, but we're just not opening that door for them. Oh, lost the rear end going into No Name, but gathered it back up. And now it's a three-way battle. Look at the run they have with the slipstream as well. Yeah, this is just where I've struggled a little bit too much this evening, especially in this race. Try and get good exit because we're definitely in slipstream range. Car behind us is also in slipstream range of us. And it's going to be a three-way fight for the lead into the bus stop. Looking to the outside of Blanchemont. This will become the inside for the bus stop. Got a little bit of assistance into the braking zone. But not enough to put us off, and we hold on to the lead somehow for another lap. Again, cars behind will be in slipstream range. I think the car behind is slightly closer than they were last lap. Yeah, they certainly are. It's going to be 3 wide here, if I'm even still alongside by the time we get to they come. A little too deep on the brakes. I was going to try and throw it in around the outside, but was a little too brave. Now the question is, can we keep up with these two? Bad run through Peon. Yeah, right, 9/10 back. And this has been my weak part of the track, so don't think I'm making it back up. Be too long left in the race. It's still going to be 3 laps to go. I can see now they're stretching their legs, that we're not leading, that we're not in front. They're able to show what pace they're truly capable of. So for me, it's just a matter of, can I get into the 49s? The cars behind have. So if I want to keep a podium position, I probably need to as well. Obviously losing out on our delta up to they come here because we don't have any slipstream when we did in our fastest lap. Not perfectly calm. It's alright. Oh, big snap of oversteer getting onto that inside curb. I said I did want to try it, as it might balance the understeer I feel like I've been having through Peon, but as we've seen there, no, it's just oversteer. Oversteer and potential death. Good run out of Stavlo though. And we'll pick up time on our delta again. Just thinking now, it would have been interesting if I could have stayed in that fight for the lead, if I didn't make that mistake. I don't think I was going to be leading in through the middle sector like I had been so far. But with them two fighting each other, I maybe could have kept myself as part of it. Into the 49s, the car behind's into the 48s. Bit of a per exit through the source. Will cost a little bit of time. Do have a little bit of time in the middle sector. And with 2 laps to go, we will ideally need to pick it up. Otherwise, the car behind might just get close enough for slipstream on the final lap. Possible. See the two in front fighting side by side for the lead. As better through they come. I've nearly made that time up that we lost at the source already. If these two hold each other up quite a bit, we could get back into that fight. I'm doubtful, but I never say never. The tank car has ran very wide through Puon. Oh, something happened behind. And I got behind up to 4 seconds, and it's no longer a car that can do 48s chasing us. So I think our podium place, as long as we don't make any mistakes, as long as we don't get caught up in the aftermath of an incident that could happen in front, we're on for a podium here. Now let's see, can we round out this lap? Make it a personal best. We can indeed. Another 10th gained. Time runs out immediately after we cross the line. Better exit through the source, and we are into the slipstream now. From second place, who has, I think, just lost the slipstream from the leader. We're not going to challenge for the lead, but we can very well challenge for second place. The car in front's waving, not realising we're not even in slipstream range. It doesn't matter. Little too much rear end sliding there. But other than that, was still a decent run through they come. Closing up on the leader. If we can stay close enough to the leader, we'll have their slipstream. Car behind made a mistake, ran into the gravel a little bit. Car in front runs wide. There is a slight chance for the lead. All depends how the next 3 corners go. We definitely have a chance. car immediately pulling over to try and break the slipstream. It's not much use. We're going to defend the inside. They just caught a rear quarter panel, and that's going to be enough for us to win. Oh, I did not think I was going to win that one. Oh, that was a good finish. Oh, I did not think I was going to win that race, but we were just right place, right time, and the two drivers in front, little mistakes, fighting. Oh, that's what allowed us to win. Uh, uh, yeah, wow. that was a good fun battle. That was a good fun battle to take the win there. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I mean, especially when we only qualified 7th. We were 5th in the second race, and we were maybe 6th quickest. Found a little bit of pace as the evening went on. I mean, we were 51.3 in our quali lap. Our best lap at the end was a 49.2. Okay, very slipstream assisted, I must admit. Yeah, but I would say take a second off for slipstream. We gained a second over the evening. Getting into that, yeah. Good fun racing. So it was good fun racing indeed. Yeah, wow. Yeah, right place, right time. Lucky that the other two made. We're fighting each other. That allowed me to just sort of catch up, get the slipstream off the second person to pass them. They then made a little mistake and dropped back from behind us. The car in front went wide through Pone, which meant we could just stay close enough for the slipstream, and that was enough for us to take the win. Round the outside into the bus stop, inside on the second part, and I guess they were trying for a cutback, and I wasn't. The worry I had was them holding around the outside of the second part, getting their foot down sooner and using momentum out of it with the outside line. But no, I think they tried to cut back, and yeah, I just had the car in the right place. Yeah, good fun race. Winner indeed, Artie. Um, but yeah, I am going to take a little 5 or 10 minute break, and then I'm going to switch over to WRC, or not WRC. Um, yeah, I'm going to switch over to Dirt Rally 2 in a couple of moments once I get a little breather, a little moment to relax. You cleaned your kitchen today. Well done, Bob. Well done. Kitchens are horrible to clean because they're so greasy. So, yeah, well done, Bob. But yeah, I'll be back on Dirt Rally 2 in a moment in the other stream I've just linked in the chat. Of course, it's also on the channel. Yeah, hopefully I'll see some of you there. Thank you, Geeky. Thank you, Artie, for being here in the meantime. Hopefully stick around for the Dirt Rally. And yeah, hopefully I will see you soon. See you soon. I need to press thingy. There we go. See you soon.